Couldn't tell you why, but LEGO Star Wars split the reveal of their January 2026 sets into 2 separate days, 2 consecutive days. Why not just reveal them all on the same day? I don't know, but I get 2 YouTube videos out of it, so double the ad revenue. Thanks, LEGO. The 3 sets from yesterday, though, are now available to pre-order on LEGO.com, so if you plan on picking any of them up, use my affiliate link in the description below. Help support the channel and doesn't cost you anything extra. And if I was going to pre-order any of these, it'd be the Venator. It's the one that I think will be the hottest or hardest to get, but of course, all of them will be available for like a year or two, so even if they sell out day one, it's fine. We'll save the Clone Wars slop for last, and we'll start with the 3 Mandalorian sets. First, we have the Mandalorian and Grogu speeder bike with 58 pieces for $10 US, and it's the first LEGO Star Wars set that's not part of a subline, be it battle packs, microfighters, planet series, poly bags, to retail for $10 US or less since 2006. I was 8 years old when this came out. 2006. It's been that long since we've just had a regular LEGO Star Wars set sold to us for $10. Pretty wild that that hasn't happened in that long. Regardless of how many potential missed opportunities we've had over the past 20 years, the timing on this couldn't be better with the Mandalorian movie coming out in May. This is going to sell like absolute hotcakes, and it's way better than the microfighters that we've had. We've had the Razor Crest microfighter, we've had the N1 Starfighter microfighter that included Mando and Grogu just like this, and this is just a much better way to do it because it doesn't suffer from being a microfighter. It doesn't look the way a microfighter does. It's just an actual LEGO Star Wars set, albeit a small one, at a cool, affordable price. It's cheap and it has the best possible versions of the particular minifigs that it includes. That being said, this particular Beskar Mandalorian may be disappointing to some, given the longtime rumor was that this set would include the Mandalorian in his like regular Season 1 armor from the UCS Razor Crest, which is retiring at the end of 2025. In my opinion, given this is accurate to the source material, it's absolutely the right decision. It's just very weird that that was the rumor and it's what they used in some of the preliminary pictures, given they were always probably going to end up with this. It just doesn't make sense, right? But this Mandalorian is obviously a great high-tier minifigure. We've just seen him in tons of sets at this point. Grogu, of course, going to be the same, although there are rumors of a new Grogu minifigure coming in summer of 2026, so we'll have to wait and see there. Overall, I mean, you can see the speeder bike, not quite maybe as detailed as the one from 2021, but it's also a bit smaller, which is probably a little bit more minifig scale and more accurate in that way. So pros and cons there. It's a nice little speeder bike, and again, our first $10 set in 20 years that isn't part of a subline. Pretty cool to finally see back. Hopefully we see a lot more of this because there's a lot of potential. ATRT, anybody? The Cobb Vanth speeder with 207 pieces is going to pair perfectly with the Mandalorian and Grogu speeder bike, especially given its cheap price of $20. No, sorry, $25. No, $30. No, $35. In my opinion, if you had this with Mando and Grogu speeder bike, it would be a $35 set. I'm just not seeing it, but the reality is this is still going to sell like hotcakes because it's relatively cheap. You know, it's not a $160 set or $200 set, and it has 2 perfect minifigures. You don't always get to say that. In fact, we're not going to get to say that later in this video. We're going to have some problems with some minifigures, but these are amazing, and the Cobb Vanth looks like everything I could have ever wanted. The hairpiece and the face print look perfect. The torso detail on this guy, I don't think you guys understand unless you look at it side by side. Literally the way his armor is wearing away is like perfect to what you see in the show. This is what I'm talking about when they can't get one single color block on a Commander Fox correct, but they can do literally the wear pattern on the armor literally to a T perfect on Cobb Vanth. It's amazing. It's amazing how good it is. You've got great leg printing. You've got the arm printing, of course, which is fantastic detail. And then you also get the Boba Fett helmet. It's literally on the ground in every picture, which is pretty funny. The other low-key thing is the return of the revolver for Cobb Vanth. Now, we've seen this piece in plenty of sets since, but I think the last time we saw it used as an actual weapon for a LEGO Star Wars minifig was 2009. It has been forever. The other minifig here is, of course, Cad Bane, who again has just excellent detail all throughout. He's got a lighter blue skin tone than we saw in 2022 to better match his appearance in The Mandalorian, and overall, he just looks amazing, dual-wielding the blasters there. You've got 2 just fantastic 10 out of 10 minifigs here in the set. I just love them. I think they've done a great job here in this particular case. I wish we could say that about some of the other stuff we're going to talk about. The speeder bike itself looks very nice to me. It's appropriately very colorful, and it's got a lot of the details that it needs to have. They did include the printed blue milk carton, which is pretty cool, the Bantha blue milk there. It is also something you can hide inside of the speeder with this compartment. You can also store the Boba Fett helmet in there. Frankly, there's just a ton of storage space inside of a set that feels pretty small, so that's pretty cool. This is a great set. It's really cool, great speeder design, great minifigures. The only problem really is the price, but that's a good problem to have in my opinion, because that's something that's solvable. You can wait for a really good sale, you can wait for clearance. Basically, as a community, we can force LEGO to lower the price by not buying it. But they've at least put out a really good product given the price. You know, if they're gonna charge what they're charging, this is the type of stuff I'm asking for. Perfection.
Perfection. That's a difficult definition.
Next, we have the Grogu's Homestead. It's 107 pieces for $20. It certainly feels like one of the more fairly priced 4+ sets that I have seen. You're, of course, going to have all printed pieces inside, given it's a 4+ set, and it looks like it's really good for kids. It's got lots of little pieces, like the cookies and the frog and a little jumping pad for them. You've got a marshmallow to roast, and it just looks really fun. The Grogu himself is really cute, although very weird compared to what he's supposed to look like, I guess, but he's cute and simple, and it works. I just see a ton of play value here at $20. I think this one is going to sell like hotcakes, and it's not going to be one of those 4+ sets that you get for 60% off. It's going to be one of the rare occasions where it actually does well, I think. So those are 3 Mandalorian sets. I wanted to quickly highlight that these do have new key art for their box arts. They're not carrying over that same box art style that we've had for the past 5 years. We will see that continue on other sets, but for the Mandalorian set specifically, we are getting something quite different here, which I think people will appreciate, and it will create a nice little effect with those particular sets on the shelves where they really stand out. I assume that this box art will also be used for the movie sets. I can't imagine they would change it up for the movie, just having changed it up right now. Like, it would be a bit silly to me. So I assume this is what we're going to see all year for the Mandalorian, whether it's a regular set from season 1 or 2 or a movie set coming up in May or throughout the summer. One more thing before the slop sets, we did have the TIE Advanced poly bag get revealed. It's 68 pieces for $5. It looks okay. I just really don't like the gaps on the wings. I think they're frankly just too large and they take away from it to me. But this one is certainly meant to accompany the upcoming smart brick version of Darth Vader's TIE Fighter in March, and not a UCS one in May, as that's rumored to be Mando's N1 Starfighter. Our final 2 sets are from the Clone Wars, and historically, you know, I'd be very excited about this. However, we are in the Slop Trooper era, so first we have the Clone Slop Trooper mech at $15 with 151 pieces, and you didn't hear me wrong, it is $15. The 2023-24 mechs were $16, the 2025 Darth Maul mech was $18, and for some reason, LEGO has come to their senses and gone back to the price that they should have been to begin with in 2023, given they were $1 more than all of the other mechs in 2023. I'm shocked. I'm literally shocked. Literally, they picked the perfect set to do this with, the Shock Trooper mech. I cannot believe they lowered the price on mechs. They must just not be selling. That's the only reason they would lower the price. There's no way. I mean, Darth Maul mech was $8 at Target for Black Friday. Like, that's crazy cheap. I do find it weird that they chose to make this specific mech. I mean, it does pair well with Darth Maul, but I would say an Ahsoka mech would pair even better against that, as they can literally clash with their lightsabers, and that would be a better play experience in my opinion. From the army builder or collector's perspective, it's really weird to me too, because you've already got this figure in a battle pack. They've been in plenty of the paper packs and the Coruscant Guard gunship. Like, Shock Trooper's just been everywhere over the past couple of years, and so there's not going to be a lot of incentive for people to go out and buy the set because they want this minifigure, right? They've already got the figure if they want it. If they're any bit of a reasonably hardcore collector, or not even hardcore, just like casual collector, you're gonna come across one of these figures at some point. And you have to remember, this is also just not a good Shock Trooper minifig, and half of the community right then and there that actually cares about the quality isn't gonna buy this set because of that, or if they buy one, that's it. They're not going to army build. So while I think it's a weird choice, I do think the mech itself looks cool. I think as a Clone Trooper mech, it's nice. I like the idea. I wish it had an actual good Clone Trooper minifig, and I'd be a lot more into it, but for $15, maybe some people will find this to be acceptable. The final set is an absolute travesty in the Siege of Mandalore Battle Pack. This set was a layup for LEGO, and they absolutely blew it. First, the $23 price, given that mechs saw a $3 price reduction. Is it too much to ask for battle packs to see a similar price reduction? Is it also too much to ask for a battle pack to just have 4 good minifigures in it? Because we start with our 2 332nd clones, which are just slop troopers. We have the ugly helmet warts once again making a return. These are worse than the versions that we saw introduced in 2020, and it's unacceptable that it's continuing into 2026. On top of that, I think this battle pack makes that 2023 battle pack a complete waste of a slot, or vice versa. Either way, it was redundant to do it like this, and it always should have been done like this, where you had a couple of clone troopers fighting against the Mandalorian Super Commandos. Like, this was always the optimal way to do this battle pack. I don't know why the 2023 version exists. But none of the what ifs of the set selection and timing of release matter here, because not only are your 332nd troopers trash, your Mandalorian Super Commandos are trash. I cannot believe they messed up this minifigure. It's a figure that I've talked about, as we've seen the rumors of it pop up, of being like the perfect minifig to bring back, and that it's going to be so amazing, and they ruined it. The minifig designer ruined it. I don't know how he managed to do it, but he did. Or she. I don't know who's behind it exactly, but they ruined it. I suppose I should explain myself, right? The visor color on the Mandalorian Super Commando is very clearly supposed to be black. In all of the source material, it is clearly and obviously black. There is no room for discussion here. There's no, oh, it looks a little bit silver in this one scene from the reflection. There's no way around it. When they made this figure back in 2013, you want to know what color the visor was? You guessed it, black. Every Mandalorian minifigure's visor, except for, I believe, Gar Saxon, has been black since 2000, when they literally represented the visor color by using a see-through version of a helmet for the minifigure head to be the color. It was still black. It still was perfect. It still had the proper detail. But for some reason, which we will probably never know, they made them silver in this set.
So just for kind of a consistency there.
They've been ruining Clone Trooper minifigures for 5 years now, and there are parts of the community that defend them. They're casual fans, whatever, who cares? But like, you're seeing it start to affect other things. Can we not agree as a community that it's time for change, that we need new minifigure designers, that we need new philosophies here?
Consistency.
That we need to go back to the golden era of Lego Star Wars where they actually put in effort and cared about the quality of the minifigures. We've seen prices raising for the last 5 years like crazy. They're selling battle packs for as expensive as $45, and we can't even get good, accurate Clone Troopers in that, let alone in this. And this is a Mandalorian figure that was a layup, an easy one. We are losing it at Lego Star Wars. I don't get it. I've been a lifelong fan. Like I said, I was 8 years old when this came out, and I bought it on the store shelves, and I have been collecting since before then and ever since, very continuously. There's not been a gap in my life where I had a dark age, you know what I mean? I've been on it, and this is by far the worst I've seen it. This is atrocious. Lego Star Wars is getting worse, not better. And the mere fact of me bringing stuff like this up and talking about it the way that I do makes the Lego company hate me, right? Like, that's so insane, right? I just want the theme to be better. I want things to be as good as they were during the Golden Age. And like, just bringing it up is such a taboo thing. Like, you can't say that Clone Troopers are bad. You can't say that the visor should be black, not silver. You can't say that the faces should be accurate to the movie. Like, it's crazy what Lego Star Wars has become and what the online space surrounding Lego has become and what certain things get labeled. So yeah, this battle pack sucks. It's terrible. I'm tired of it. I absolutely cannot believe there are people they are paying probably $100,000+ salaries to make stuff like this. Like, how is that possible? On the other side of things though, the builds in this set are great. Whoever designed the builds, you did a great job. I can't care about it because the minifigs suck. It's year after year. You're seeing slop minifigure after slop minifigure, and we're seeing precious years of this theme being wasted away. And this is a figure we haven't seen in 13 years. And now you have a bad version of it. When are we going to see it again? 13 years, 26 years, 39 years from now? Who knows? But this version's bad.
So just for kind of a consistency there.